On the news tonight, Governor Sheriff Oborewori performs groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of Otowodo flyover project in Ughelli North. Federal government calls on state governments to ban use of wooden boats for commercial transportation on waterways. Abroad, Uganda president sets to extend his 4-decade rule ahead of Thursday's election. Good evening. Thank you for joining us on Delta Television News tonight. My name is Onome Iyaroe. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba and on our website at www.tbsasaba.com. Now the details of the news. Governor Sheriff Oborewori has performed the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the 39.3 billion naira Otowodo flyover project in Ughelli, being handled by Julius Berger Nigeria PLC. The project has a multi-span reinforced concrete bridge with dual carriageway, roundabout, and associated roadworks linking the east-west road with other arterial roads. Ejime Udweme completes the report.
He said the project was a major milestone in his administration's infrastructure renewal drive and aligns with his agenda of prudent resource allocation, durable road construction, and the opening up of urban and rural corridors for inclusive growth. As an interim measure, the governor disclosed that his administration constructed alternative routes, including Udwere Street, Okogbe Street, Oru Street, Edo Street, Royal Avenue to link Agbaroto Road at a cost of nearly 6 billion naira to ease traffic before the flyover is completed.
Let me use the opportunity to inform Deltans that this year our government will flag off many infrastructural projects and human capital development programs across the state that will have direct impact on our people. We have a lot of roads that will be completed and waiting commissioning.
Governor Oborewori said the project awarded to Julius Berger Nigeria PLC is expected to be completed within 12 months, stressing that the timeline is non-negotiable due to the strategic importance of the junction. The managing director of Julius Berger Nigeria PLC, Mr. Pierre Lubash, an engineer, thanked the state government for the confidence reposed in the company, describing the contract as a validation of its technical expertise and partnership with Delta State. He said the 15-span flyover will feature a dual carriageway, connecting roads, specialized drainage systems, and solar street lighting, and assured timely delivery to global standards.
Julius Berger is really privileged to be a partner of choice in this collective journey towards progress and prosperity. Having started with the construction of landmark roads and flyovers in Warri, we're very eager to continue this transformation here in Ughelli.
Some indigenes of Ughelli said the project was timely and pledged to ensure that the contractor enjoyed cordial relationship with host communities.
I'm personally thrilled because another mega project has come to my constituency. Ughelli is the headquarters of this constituency, and my joy knows no bounds.
I know Ughelli is the heart of Delta Central politics. The heart of Delta Central politics. The headquarters. We are very happy.
Ejime Udweme reporting.
Residents of Nsukka in Onitsha South local government area of Delta State have been urged to embrace unity and avoid actions capable of triggering crisis in the area. The call was made by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Peace Building and Conflict Resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, during a stakeholders meeting in Asaba. Henry Unogwa reports.
The stakeholders meeting brought together representatives of Nsukka community, officials of the IMC Plantation Limited, and leaders of the community development unions. Chief Uzo noted that the meeting was convened to promote peace and address lingering issues threatening harmony and development in the community. He disclosed that the state peace-building team resolved that the Nsukka Development Association and the Nsukka Development Union should be harmonized to function as one united body. Noted that the tenure of the existing leadership had expired, making a fresh election necessary, and urged community members to work closely with their traditional ruler to ensure lasting peace. The special advisor further advised that the Board of Trustees be allowed to function effectively in managing the forthcoming community election and directed that funds from IMC Plantation Limited be paid into a lien account and only assessed after the election, assuring stakeholders that he will liaise with the traditional ruler to safeguard the funds.
Obi is the head of that place. Obi had been in agitation that he wants to create his own NDU. Something is bugging him. Anything happening there, no big government will ask questions. Obi no go ask chairman of board of trustees say what they happen there. For you to have peace, sacrifice that. Because the issue of changing the board of trustees, as you go ahead, you begin to discuss that, so that the community will be one body. So that the community will be one body. For now, we cannot remove the board of trustees. Let them be there, and let's manage this election. That percentage for B will be given to B. The other percentage for the entire community will be in that account. Nobody will take it. That's the only way to get peace.
Earlier, the people presented their sides of the story and expressed satisfaction with the resolutions reached and pledged to maintain peace and unity in Nsukka community.
The IMC management were very, very grateful. We want peace. We cannot even operate in the absence of peace. We are grateful, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. We sincerely appreciate you, sir, personally, Chief Uzo. Today, God has used you and your colleagues as a panel to look into the matter. I will be very happy. May I sincerely appreciate you people, and I thank God that God have used you people to stop this people. Thank you very much.
Henry Onogwa reporting.
The Delta State Traffic Management Authority, DESTMA, has debunked an online report alleging that a judgment was delivered against the agency at the Asaba High Court. The Director General of the authority, Honorable Benjamin Okemuti, made a refutal while addressing newsmen on the issue. Henry Unogwa reports.
Honorable Kemute said DESTMA was not aware of any such court proceeding or judgment and had not been served with any court processes relating to the alleged Asaba ruling circulating on social media. He called on the publishers of the report to urgently withdraw the defamatory write-up, warning that the authority would take appropriate legal action against any individual or group found to be damaging its reputation. The DESTMA boss explained that the publication misrepresented an earlier judgment of the Delta State High Court sitting in Warri in suit number W/348/2016, stressing that the ruling addressed specific legal interpretations and should not be distorted to mislead the public.
We'd like to use this forum to categorically dismiss in entirety the information contained in the publication. The online publication found on the platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, does not constitute known methods of government correspondence because DESTMA is not aware of such judgment, neither be invited for any court proceedings, nor serve any court judgment process in this regards.
He reaffirmed the agency's commitment to its statutory responsibilities of traffic management, control, and public safety, urging members of the public to continue obeying traffic laws across the state. Henry Onogwa reporting.
President Bola Tinubu is in Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates, to attend the 2026 Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week. The visit is at the invitation of the UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan and is aimed at strengthening bilateral ties, especially in green energy and sustainable development. The summit brings together global leaders on energy innovation and climate action, with President Tinubu expected to promote Nigeria's sustainable growth agenda and attract foreign investment. The federal government has called on state governments to ban the use of wooden boats for commercial transportation on waterways over rising boat accidents. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Mr. Adegboyega Ocha, who made the call, said wooden boats were unsafe, poorly maintained, and prone to structural failure, calling for investment in fiber and aluminium vessels. He advised waterway users to avoid night travels, insisting on life jackets and refuse overloaded or rickety boats, while calling for stronger collaboration with states to prevent avoidable deaths. The Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, retired, has said that the Ministry of Defense under the present administration is prioritizing the expansion of indigenous defense production to ensure sustainable long-term security capabilities. He said the ongoing policy and legislative reforms are revitalizing local defense industries, encouraging private sector participation, creating jobs, and deepening local content while reducing dependence on foreign supplies. Speaking at the opening of the National Symposium and Lecture Series organized in commemoration of the 2026 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day in Abuja, the minister noted that Nigeria was harnessing the expertise of skilled professionals at home and abroad to strengthen defense innovation and capacity building. He said locally manufactured defense platforms now reflected the growing strength of Nigeria's defense industrial base and its contribution to regional security and economic growth. The minister said improved training of special forces and stronger collaboration with regional and international partners had enhanced intelligence sharing and operational effectiveness against transnational threats. He added that sustained military offensives across various theaters had recorded notable successes, while improved naval operations and maritime domain awareness had curtailed criminal activities and protected critical national assets. General Musa stressed that security was a shared responsibility, calling on communities, traditional rulers, religious leaders, and local governments to support efforts to disrupt criminal networks. He urged participants at the symposium to produce practical recommendations to further strengthen Nigeria's defense architecture and national cohesion. The minister commended the Chief of Defense Staff, service chiefs, and personnel of the armed forces for their resilience and dedication, assuring Nigerians that the military had the resolve and capacity to defeat enemies of the state. Meanwhile, the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS, General Olufemi Oluyede, has declared that the armed forces will give no quarter to adversaries confronting unity, peace, and progress of Nigeria. General Oluyede made a pledge in a Kudri message to mark the 2026 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day, AFCRD, where he paid glowing tribute to fallen heroes whose sacrifices, he said, secured the nation's freedom and democratic ideals. He described their devotion to duty as a noble call to patriotism, assuring that their legacies would forever be honored by posterity, while acknowledging the resilience and sacrifices of their families. The CDS commended troops currently deployed across various theaters of operation for their professionalism, courage, and loyalty, saying their operational successes had continued to strengthen national security. He said their battle scars remained enduring testimonies of valor and an unyielding commitment to defend Nigeria against both local and trans-border threats. Oluyede emphasized that troop welfare remained a top priority under his military strategic philosophy, which focuses on enhanced jointness, improved welfare, and sound administration to reinforce the armed forces' operational posture under a whole-of-government approach. He expressed profound appreciation to President Bola Tinubu, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, for his steadfast leadership and support, while assuring Nigerians of the military's continued commitment to safeguarding democracy, peace, and national stability. The defense chief also called on Nigerians to use the remembrance period to promote unity and reject divisive tendencies, urging citizens to wear the remembrance emblem with pride as a symbol of gratitude to fallen heroes and serving personnel. He prayed for eternal rest for the departed and reaffirmed the armed forces' resolve to secure a peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. The Katsina state government has defended its decision to facilitate the release of 70 suspected bandits. In an interview with the Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Mr. Nasiru Muazu, the government described the move as essential to consolidating community-driven peace agreements with repentant bandits in several local government areas. The commissioner's remark arrived on the heels of widespread criticism of the government's plan. A document on the move had been leaked to the press. The letter, issued by the state government, dated January 2, 2026, and marked secret, was reportedly addressed to the Chief Judge, requesting the intervention of the Administration of Criminal Justice Monitoring Committee, ACJMC, on the facilitation of the release of suspected bandits in custody. The document was said to have cited Section 371, Subsection 2 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Law of Katsina 2021, and described the action as one of the conditions for sustaining peace accords signed between frontline local government areas and armed groups. It's noted that while some suspects had been arraigned at the Federal High Court, others remain in detention, awaiting trial at magistrate courts, with an additional list of about 22 inmates facing High Court proceedings also submitted for consideration. The State Police Command has arrested a 20-year-old man for allegedly stabbing his younger brother to death in Ogwashuku, Anyocho South local government area. A police statement said the incident occurred in the early hours of January 8 at Poli Road near Adaibo filling station in the town, adding that the suspect has been arrested and the weapon recovered. The police has also arrested 2 suspected motorcycle snatchers in Abo, assuring residents of sustained patrols and firm action against crime across the state. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, has suspended its planned nationwide strike, earlier scheduled to begin January 12. The association, in a statement, said the suspension was conditional and would be reviewed at its next National Executive Council meeting starting on the 25th. NARD said the decision followed commitments from key government stakeholders and the intervention of Vice President Kashim Shettima on behalf of President Bola Tinubu after an emergency National Executive Council NEC meeting held yesterday. The body cited progress on salary arrears, allowances, entry-level placement, and work hour regulations, adding that its final decision would depend on outcomes of the next NEC meeting. Believers have been urged to see themselves as ambassadors of God in their various places of work. Pastor Jude Idolo of the Living Faith Church, also known as Winners Chapel, gave the charge in his sermon at the Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba Weekly Fellowship. Violet Monye reports.
Speaking on the topic, representing God in the workplace, Pastor Idolo said believers were God's representatives wherever they find themselves, adding that they were therefore expected to always demonstrate diligence, integrity, and excellence. He stressed that faith must be expressed not only through words, but also through conduct and productivity, referencing biblical figures such as Abraham, Daniel, Joseph, and Jesus Christ as examples of relevance, wisdom, and compassion in the service. The cleric urged believers and the people to remain the salt and the light in their workplaces while relying on God's strength.
Life is full of problems. What determines your relevance is the solutions you provide. As a matter of fact, we are known for two things: the problems you create or the problems you solve. So as a believer, you are not the one creating problems, you are the one solving problems. As a believer, you are a solution provider.
The meeting featured prayers for divine guidance and continued resourcefulness for the board, management, and staff of the station. Violet Monye reporting.
The people of Kokori community in Ethiopia East local government area have drawn the attention of the state government to the abandonment of the 2 kilometers Samagidi-Ediagbon Road project by the contractor who handled the project.
The award for the construction of the Samagidi-Ediagbon Road brought a huge relief to residents of the area. It is a rural road with the objective of enabling farmers to evaluate agricultural produce from the farms to nearby towns. The excitement, however, turned to disappointment after the contractor failed to execute the job. A former executive assistant to the governor, Chief Sosorobia Enakewakbo, while speaking on the development, said that the non-completion of the road project has brought suffering and frustration despite the release of adequate funds by the government to see to the completion of the road project. Chief Enakewakbo disclosed that the situation had become helpless as the contractor handling the construction of the Samagidi-Ediagbon Road was nowhere to be found, making people of the area to apportion all sorts of blame on him, alleging that he has connived with the construction company Fego Boss Limited to divert the monies meant to carry out the project.
If you check the first money he received before they value the job again, the money can complete this job. He collect that money when he has not done anything. I told that you want to destroy my name on this road. I bring this road to my people to enjoy. Not be all this sort of routine. I don't have one on it.
Chief Enakewakbo appealed to the state governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborori, to intervene in order to complete the road to ease the sufferings of residents, especially farmers.
The government should come to our aid. The people are suffering. Go to the house. Now they are now abusing me for that house that it is me that shop the money with the woman, of which I'm not aware. I told the woman, bring the paper. When they talk to me, they pay them. When we pay them. He said, I have no mouth to talk. So please, the government should come to our aid.
Other residents of the area who spoke disclosed that the road project was not done according to specification, alleging that they also failed to pay adequate compensation to families whose properties were destroyed as a result of the planned construction of the road. They appealed to the state governor to investigate the cause of the delay on the part of the contracting firm handling the project to complete the project.
Governor should make haste and come and rescue us because the pain is becoming too much. You can see when you are coming in now, what did you see on the road? It has been abandoned. Our people are scared coming home again because of this issue. You see, coming here with friends is a kind of disgrace. You cannot even introduce this place to somebody that you come from here.
And that's what they broke through. To rebuild that back now, we have problem. Before they built the court to rebuild this house, they thought less, 55 million. The second one, they said they don't touch that because there is no money to do it. But what they broke when they do it, so they not agree. Because no money to do it. Now we not get out to stay for the finish. And every do a rich way, they get everything block the main road of the entrance. Go that when they do put, they're not complete. They run over the abandon.
When the road was started, we appreciate the government. But as time goes on, the road has been abandoned for several months. Later on, especially we saw them bringing stone base. After stone base, they still abandon the roads, deceiving the community that they are coming. Then we are blaming Mr. Soso himself because we know he is the author, he is the foundation of this road, which we appreciate. Then we see no reason why this road will be abandoned.
Governor Sheriff Oborori has made tremendous impact in road construction across the state. But a few contractors give the government a bad name by failing to execute jobs awarded to them. For DRTV News, Ifeanyi Onyeje.
You're watching the Delta Television main news. Still to come, Uganda president set to extend his 4-decade rule ahead of Thursday election. Details of this and other reports after this break. Please stay tuned.
If tanker wey carry fuel fall or pipe wey carry fuel for underground burst, wetin you go do? You go begin bail fuel put for your bucket, or you go run comot far for where the fire go soon come. Na only small time you get to take this wise decision. Waka comot, no, that one no dey enough. Shift, no, that one no dey enough. Stay there dey gist and take pictures with your phone. That na madness. Run, yes, run comot. Yes, your life depend on wetin you do. The fire go come at once and you no go fit control am. Why? Petrol dey catch fire easily. Why? Na just small spark go start big fire. So no stay there dey think. Run comot quick to save your life. No throway your life away because of say you wan pack petrol. Take this advice. This informate na from Public Enlightenment Office, Delta Broadcasting Service, Asaba.
Welcome back to the Delta Television main news. Straight up to the foreign scene. Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni is widely expected to extend his 4-decade rule in an election on Thursday after a campaign marred by violence and clouded by questions about who might eventually succeed him. A former rebel leader who overthrew his predecessor in 1986, Museveni is now 81 and faces 7 challengers. He says another 4 years in power, his 7th term, would allow him to protect the gains of Uganda's relative peace and stability. The main opponent among his 7 challengers is 43-year-old pop star Bobi Wine, who won 35% of the vote in the last election in 2021 and has energized young voters angry about widespread unemployment and corruption. Museveni has changed the constitution twice to remove age and term limits, and his dominance of Ugandan institutions means that there is a little prospect of an upset in the East African country of 46 million, political analysts say. But the election and any unrest that accompanies the voting will be an important test of his political strength at a critical moment, 4 years after the United States denounced the last election as neither free nor fair. Uganda is a significant geopolitical player in East Africa and has troops deployed in Somalia, South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Equatorial Guinea as part of peacekeeping, anti-insurgency, or military cooperation missions. Museveni is widely believed to favor his son, military chief Muzohi Kainerugaba, to be his successor, though the president has denied grooming Kainerugaba for the role. Somalia's government today said that it was annulling all agreements with the United Arab Emirates, including port deals and defense and security cooperation, citing evidence the UAE had undermined its national sovereignty. A statement from Somalia's Council of Ministers said it has annulled all agreements concluded with the United Arab Emirates, including those involving federal government's institutions, affiliated entities, and regional administrations operating within the territory of the Federal Republic of Somalia. It's added that the decision applies to all agreements and partnerships relating to the ports of Berbera, Bosaso, and Kismayo, and bilateral security and defense cooperation agreements. Let's now join our business news desk for happenings in the business sector and economy.
The Nigeria Communications Commission (NCC) and the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) have introduced a unified reformed framework for feed, airtime, and data transactions aimed at protecting consumers from losses caused by network failures, system glitches, and transaction errors. Under the new agreement, telecom operators, banks, and service providers will operate under a service level agreement that clearly assigns responsibility for feed transactions and ensures accountability across platforms. Regulators say affected consumers will receive prompt refunds with SMS notifications, adding that over 10 billion naira have already been refunded ahead of the March 1st full implementation. Investors have expressed excitement following the announcement by MAAM Energy of a $750 million takeover of Geregu Power PLC, a major electricity regeneration company in Nigeria. The takeover is in line with ongoing efforts to attract private sector funding into Nigeria's power industry. Stakeholders believe such investments are critical to address the long-standing challenges in electricity supply. Investors have noted that the deal could enhance shareholder value and encourage similar large-scale investments in key infrastructure. The development has renewed optimism over power sector reforms.
It's time to join our sports news desk for happenings in the world of sports.
Nigeria Super Eagles have arrived Rabat for their semi-final encounter against the Atlas Lions of Morocco. The players and officials drove from Fez in the evening. The road trip from Fez to the Moroccan capital lasted 2 hours 30 minutes. Eric Charles and his boys are lodged at the magnificent Rehab Hotel. They had their first training session in Rabat today at the complex Mohammed VI. The session was behind closed doors, with journalists banned from covering it. The road to the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations officially begins tomorrow as the Confederation of African Football (CAF) conducts the draw for the preliminary round of the qualifiers. Ahead of the draw, CAF released the official spot for the teams involved in the preliminary round, setting the framework for the opening fixtures of the qualification campaign. Pot 1 contains Lesotho, Burundi, Ethiopia, Eswatini, South Sudan, Mauritius. Pot 2 have Chad, Sao Tome and Principe, Djibouti, Somalia, Seychelles, Eritrea. According to CAF, each team in Pot 1 will be paired against a team from Pot 2, with the first leg to be hosted by the lower-ranked nation. The ties will be decided over 2 legs. The 6 winners from the preliminary round will advance to the group stage draw of the AFCON 2027 qualifiers, where they will join Africa's top 42 ranked nations in the race for a place at the continent's premier football tournament.
The public, particularly Deltans, have been informed that online application into the Nigerian Defense Academy, NDA Kaduna, for the 78th regular course is still ongoing. The exercise, which commenced in November last year, will last till Thursday, April 30 this year. A government statement signed by the functioning permanent secretary in the State Ministry of Information, Mrs. Stella Macaulay, says admission is open to both male and female candidates. The statement has requested interested and qualified candidates to obtain application forms through the NGA website at www.nga.edu.ng and the application portal at www.nga.applications.net to register. The statement adds that an advertisement of the application is also available in the Daily Trust and Daily Sun national newspapers of December 5, 2025 to guide intending applicants. That's our news. Next is the thought for the day. Stay optimistic. Every new day offers an opportunity to improve. To end Delta Television main news, here are the highlights. Governor Sheriff Oborevwori has performed the groundbreaking ceremony of the construction of the 39.3 billion naira Otowodo flyover project in Ughelli, being handled by the Julius Berger Nigeria PLC. The project has a multi-span reinforced concrete bridge with dual carriageways, roundabouts and associated roadworks, linking the east-west road with other arterial routes. The federal government has called on state governments to ban the use of wooden boats for commercial transportation on waterways over rising boat accidents. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, who made a call, said wooden boats were unsafe, poorly maintained, and prone to structural failure, calling for investment in fiber and aluminium vessels. And Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni is widely expected to extend his four-decade rule in an election on Thursday after a campaign marred by violence and clouded by questions about who might eventually succeed him. A former rebel leader who overthrew his predecessor in 1986, Museveni is now 81 and faces 7 challenges. That ends Delta Television main news. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Thank you for watching. On behalf of the news editor and the production team, this is Onome Iyarowe, wishing you a very beautiful night rest.